England's preparations for their crucial round 4 Six Nations encounter against Italy have suffered another significant blow, with center Ollie Lawrence ruled out through injury ahead of Saturday's clash in Rome. The 26-year-old midfielder is battling a persistent knee problem that has once again flared up at the worst possible time. Despite receiving an injection in a bid to accelerate his recovery, Lawrence is not expected to be fit in time for England's meeting with Italy at the Stadio Olimpico. After consulting a specialist and missing key preparation sessions, the decision was made to exclude him from contention, a move that further complicates head coach Steve Borthwick's selection plans that a familiar injury returns. This is not the first time Lawrence's knee has disrupted England's campaign. The Bath center was unavailable for the opening 2 rounds of the championship against Wales and Scotland due to the same issue. He managed to recover sufficiently to feature in England's heavy 42-21 defeat to Ireland at Allianz Stadium, Twickenham, on February 21st, starting at outside center. However, his return proved short-lived. Lawrence subsequently missed England's 2-day training camp last week and did not take part in full contact sessions. After further medical evaluation, it became clear that risking him against Italy could potentially aggravate the injury and jeopardize his longer-term fitness. Given England's precarious position in the championship following consecutive defeats, Borthwick can ill afford to lose experienced players. Yet player welfare remains paramount, and Lawrence's omission reflects a cautious approach rather than a gamble on short-term availability. Midfield reshuffle on the card. Lawrence's absence leaves a vacancy at outside center, a key channel in both attack and defense. The immediate frontrunner to step into the number 13 jersey appears to be Tommy Freeman. Freeman began the tournament in that role against Wales and Scotland before shifting to the right wing in the defeat to Ireland. His versatility makes him a valuable asset, and his direct running style offers the physical edge England have sometimes lacked in midfield. Deploying Freeman at outside center would allow England to maintain continuity while also injecting dynamism into the backline. His ability to carry hard, break tackles, and link play could prove instrumental against an Italian defense that has improved in organization but can still be tested in wider channels. Another experienced option is Henry Slade. The Exeter Chiefs playmaker brings a different skill set to the table, combining distribution, tactical kicking, and defensive nous. Slade's composure under pressure could help stabilize England's attack, particularly given their struggles to convert territorial dominance into points in recent rounds. Meanwhile, Gloucester's Seb Atkinson has also entered the selection conversation. Atkinson featured for 50 minutes in the Premiership Cup at the RFU's request, an indication that England's management are keen to keep him match fit and in contention. His aggressive ball carrying and willingness to attack tight defensive seams may align with Borthwick's desire to regain front foot momentum. Notably absent from the squad is Bath's Max Ojimo, who impressed during England's Autumn Nations Series victory over Argentina last November. Despite his promising displays, Ojimo has not been included in the 36-man group preparing for Italy, suggesting that Borthwick prefers to rely on players already embedded within the current Six Nations framework. Compounding setbacks. Lawrence's injury compounds an already difficult period for England. The Red Rose have endured a turbulent championship, conceding 73 points across defeats to Ireland and Scotland, while struggling to impose themselves physically at key moments. Adding to their woes is the loss of scrum half Alex Mitchell, who has been ruled out for the remainder of the tournament with a hamstring injury sustained against Ireland. Mitchell's absence deprives England of tempo and sharp distribution around the ruck, qualities that are essential when trying to stretch defensive lines. Borthwick confirmed the severity of Mitchell's injury following scans and specialist consultations, acknowledging that the scrum half would not feature again in this year's championship. The responsibility now falls to Jack van Poortvliet, who replaced Mitchell against Ireland and is expected to start in Rome. Sale Sharks' Rafi Quirk has also been drafted into the squad, providing additional depth and competition at 9. His lively running game offers a contrasting option should England seek a late injection of pace. Pressure mounting on Borthwick for Borthwick, the growing injury list arrives at a delicate juncture. England's title aspirations have effectively evaporated after 2 consecutive defeats, and the focus has shifted towards salvaging respectability and re-establishing cohesion. The nature of those losses has raised uncomfortable questions. Defensive lapses, missed tackles, and a lack of clinical finishing have undermined otherwise promising periods of possession. While the squad boasts undeniable talent, translating that potential into consistent performance remains a challenge. Lawrence's absence further tests England's ability to field a settled midfield pairing. Stability in that channel is crucial, particularly against an Italian side that has grown in confidence and attacking ambition under recent coaching regimes. Italy sensing opportunity, Italy enter the Rome fixture determined to secure a first-ever Six Nations victory over England. The Azzurri have shown flashes of progress in recent seasons, combining youthful exuberance with increasing tactical clarity. Playing at the Stadio Olimpico provides additional motivation, and England's injury disruptions may encourage Italy to adopt an assertive approach. Defensive solidity and discipline will therefore be paramount for the visitors. England cannot afford another slow start or lapse in concentration. The margin for error has narrowed considerably. The broader squad picture despite the setbacks. England's 36-man squad still features significant depth across both forwards and backs. In the pack, the presence of leaders such as Maro Itoje, Jamie George, and Ellis Genge offers stability and experience. Dynamic back rowers, including Tom Curry and Ben Earl, provide athleticism and breakdown presence. Emerging talents such as Chandler Cunningham-South and Henry Pollock add youthful energy, while seasoned campaigners like Sam Underhill and Luke Cowan-Dickey contribute resilience and no dash in the back division. England retain creative options in Marcus Smith and Finn Smith, alongside versatile operators like George Furbank, Elliot Daly, and Henry Arundel. However, depth on paper must translate into clarity on the pitch. Frequent positional shifts and injury-enforced changes can disrupt combinations and timing that a test of character. Ultimately, Lawrence's injury is more than just a personnel issue. It symbolizes the broader adversity facing England during this championship. Adversity, though, often reveals character. Borthwick has emphasized resilience and accountability throughout his tenure. The Italy fixture now represents an opportunity for players on the fringe to step forward and seize their chance. Freeman, Slade, or Atkinson, whoever earns the nod at outside center, will carry the responsibility of reinforcing England's midfield defense and adding spark to an attack that has sometimes looked blunt. Similarly, Van Poortvliet must guide the side with authority at scrum half, while the forward pack must rediscover the physical edge that has historically underpinned England's success. Looking ahead, while England's championship ambitions have dimmed, the Rome encounter remains pivotal. A convincing performance could steady the narrative and restore confidence ahead of the tournament's final round. Another defeat, by contrast, would intensify scrutiny and amplify calls for structural reassessment. For Lawrence, the priority is recovery and long-term fitness. With future international commitments and domestic responsibilities looming, rushing his return would serve little purpose. For England, the challenge is immediate. Injuries have complicated the picture, but they do not absolve the team of responsibility. That Saturday's showdown at the Stadio Olimpico will test depth, adaptability, and resolve. In a championship defined by fine margins and relentless intensity, England must respond decisively, with or without one of their key midfield figures.